Hello friends, welcome back. It's Jay. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my home. I am so glad to be back. I was on a little mini vacation for a couple days and I originally had edited this video and was going to post it, but I just wasn't really happy with the way it turned out, so I waited until I came back home and now I'm redoing the voiceover and the edits, so I do hope you enjoy. This is going to be another after work clean with me. This was, I believe, the beginning of the week before I left on a Saturday for vacation, and I just wanted to kind of clean my whole house over 2 to 3 days. So on this day I was doing the upstairs and my downstairs bathroom, my arch nemesis. I just cannot keep a handle on the bathroom, but we are gonna get it all scrubbed out in this video. I hope that you'll subscribe and I hope you've been enjoying some of my other content, and let's just get started. My focus this day was really on the dusting and the floors. I did read your comments on maybe 2 or 3 videos ago when I asked how often do you clean your floors, and I knew that I was doing bad, but that just confirmed that I was doing bad. So I wanted to mop this floor and then just dust. I've mentioned before how my house is just so dang dusty. It is an older home from the early 1960s and we're just doing our best over here trying to make it look nice, and I have to dust constantly. So I'm going to hit it with the Swiffer duster, and then I'm going to get on my little step stool and clean the ceiling fans. I actually had thought about getting rid of my ceiling fans, but I am so glad I did not. They make such a huge difference, not only with at night, like the white noise in the background, they just keep the upstairs really cool. And I live in a Cape Cod style house, so the upstairs is small and high and very hot. Even with the insulation I had put in the attics to help, I think, like redistribute the heat and I don't know, whatever it's supposed to do, it is still pretty hot upstairs. Not as bad as it was when I moved in, but the fans definitely do help. After I'm done with the dusting, I'm going to put away laundry in my drawers and in my closet, and then I'm going to move on to the floors. And anything I use that I think you may enjoy, I'll link below. It's so funny, I am very cheap in a lot of ways, and so I canceled my Amazon Prime because when the price went up during the pandemic, that was like my final straw with Prime. With them, I was done. And when you cancel Amazon Prime, they will regularly give you like discounts at checkout. They'll offer you like, oh, you can have Prime for $1.99 a week. And they finally offered me free Prime for a month. So now I have Amazon Prime again for 30 days, so I've been ordering a lot of stuff. And typically I just wait until my cart gets to $35 to meet the shipping threshold. But now that I don't have to, I can just order like whatever I want. It's so freeing. But do you guys all have Amazon Prime? Does everybody just have Amazon? I feel like I'm one of the only people who I just think it's too expensive and I can just wait until I hit that threshold. But I do have it for 30 days. So if there's anything good that I'm using, I'll be sure to link it for you. But anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm doing good. It was hard coming back. I went to Los Angeles, a city that I used to love. I will say I don't love it as much as I used to, maybe because I'm a little bit older, a little more tired, but I still had an amazing time, and I'll probably talk more about that in my next video, which should be the cleaning that I did before I left so that I didn't have to come home to any foolishness in here. And I'll talk more about my trip and stuff. It was pretty chill, but I had to come back to work right into my new forced 9-to-5 schedule. So on certain days of the month, I have to work 9 to 5, which is absolutely awful. It's the worst traffic time. I live in Maryland. I think I mentioned that, but I live outside of the city. I live in what's called the DMV, DC, Maryland, Northern Virginia. And 9 to 5 is the worst. I already have a bad commute, but my commute now is so much worse. And luckily on Friday, traffic was good, but around here, you never know. Sometimes it's really good on Mondays. Sometimes it's terrible, but coming home to a 9 to 5 was really hard. And one of the reasons that I switched careers and took this job that I knew I wouldn't necessarily love was for the opportunities for career growth, and because the schedule was so flexible, and now it's not. And I also got my new compensation statement for the year, and I essentially didn't get a raise. It was so small. It's like embarrassing for me to even admit it. And it's normal. I was within like the lower but normal range of annual pay increase for my role, and it's nothing. It's nothing. I can probably put $100 into the lottery and make more. It just like so pathetic. So I've been really thinking about kind of what I want and what I need to do in the next year, because it just was like a slap in the face to come back. But anyways, I'm home. I'm settling back in. I don't have any other vacations planned for the year. I'm not a big vacationer. And it's funny because my coworkers now are a little bit younger than me, and I feel like they are just live on a different planet. They grew up differently. A lot of them didn't have a lot of kind of the trials that I've been through and a lot of the life experience I have. They just don't have that. So their lives are very different, and they're always traveling, and they have all this expendable income because they just didn't have certain things happen, and they had more, like, I guess they were more financially sound, so they made better decisions. And sometimes I get a little envious, but I just tell myself, all of those life experiences I've had have made me a much more resilient, stronger person. But I don't have that travel bug because I didn't grow up traveling the world. And it's just never been something that I'm super interested in. So I don't know what my next journey will be, my next excursion. Probably another cruise, because I loved my cruise last year on Virgin Voyages. And I have a cruise credit that expires next year. So we'll see what I decide to do next. But I'm thinking it'll probably be a cruise. Finishing up in my bedroom, I'm moving into my beauty room, my favorite room of the whole house. And this is just when you walk in the room to the right. This is like my dumping ground. Anytime I bring a bunch of stuff upstairs that needs to get put away, it ends up right here. And I just wanted to finally clear this spot. And I did clean my little upstairs bathroom, but it's so small, it wasn't even worth filming. And it's kind of a gross bathroom, so I don't like to be in there, and I certainly don't like to show it. But I did just go ahead and give the toilet and the mirrors and the sink a quick clean. And on this side of the room is where I keep my wax melts. So I have a monthly wax melt basket that I rotate in and out. And so I was just putting away stuff that I didn't finish, and yeah, just putting away things in the room and getting it all sorted. I know I mentioned it in my previous video, but if you missed that, I don't have the music subscription I used to have, so the music might be a little weird for a couple videos until I figure out what I want to do, because the music was like that was my main jam of my videos. I was very proud of not using the same songs or instrumentals as everybody else, but I'm in this weird limbo now, so just please bear with me. I'm trying, and I'll try and figure out some good sources of music for you guys. And then here I was doing what I just love to do, which was sit at my beauty desk and put all this stuff away. I had been given some Ulta coupons by Ulta. They sent off some 20% coupons, and I had bought some stuff. I got some stuff from Walmart. The brand Hard Candy has a collection with the Girl Scouts, which was so different, but the products are actually really nice, but it's exclusive to Walmart, I believe. And then Dollar Tree, TJ Maxx, just things that I've been purchasing and had not put away. I wanted to go ahead and get them out of the packaging and into my drawers. Speaking of makeup, the Sephora sale is coming up. They have like 2 to 3 sales a year, but this is their big spring event, and that's how you can tell how lackluster my life is. I'm very excited, but I've loved makeup forever. Since I was a little girl, I have pictures of me like in my mom's lipstick at my Little Mermaid birthday party when I was 4, 3. So it's been a lifelong love for me, and I am so excited. I used to be the top tier at Sephora back when I was really spending some money I didn't have, but now I'm not, so I'll only get 15% off. And I hate asking people for stuff. Like, I know whenever sales come up, people online are always asking, hey, does anybody want to share their 20%? I just feel weird about that. I did ask last year for one of the sales, and somebody was so nice to share their code with me, because if you're like the top tier at Sephora, VIB Rouge, you usually get a 20% off like friend code. Somebody can shop with you, but I don't like asking for stuff, so I'm just going to pare my list down and place a nice Sephora haul. I'm really excited. So if you ever want any makeup recommendations, I can definitely give those to you. They may be tailored toward brown skin because that's what I have. That's my expertise, but I'm all about it. So if you ever need you're looking for a new lip gloss or something, just let me know. And I've been watching more beauty videos on YouTube. I kind of went away from the beauty and went toward the cleaning and organizing. And then I was watching what I eat in a day videos. The meals people cook for their family. I was watching those weekly meal videos, but now I've circled back to beauty, my first love. Finishing upstairs, we're down into the main event, the bathroom, and I was using this Lysol shower foamer that I mentioned previously. It's still pretty new to me, but I love it. I got mine at Walmart, but they have it on Amazon for the same price. It has a really wide foamer, and so you cover a lot of surface area, and it scrubs really well, and it doesn't choke you out like a bleach spray, because this bathroom, as you can see, is very small. My house is older, it is what it is, and I'm still grateful for it, but it's very small, so using bleach in here will make somebody pass out. So I really like this Lysol foamer, and that is one thing you can get online. Like I said, mine was at Walmart, but I don't see it all the time, and it was pretty cheap, and I can definitely see me repurchasing this. I did use way too much on the countertop. You'll see it took a lot of wiping to get that up, so you don't need a lot of it. And I was less liberal in the shower and tub, and it did a really good job. So while I'm doing my bathroom, I'm going to tell you about what's been a story time, the dentist, right? So I go to a new dentist. He says you need a root canal. I'm like, okay. I've had one when I was back in high school, and so I needed a root canal. And he sent me to a specialist. He gave me a referral, and I thought a referral meant that you need to find your own specialist. Maybe it does sometimes, but not this time. He was referring me to a specific endodontist that he had, like, I guess they have a partnership, but whatever. I didn't know that. So I go out and I find an orthodontist, the wrong doctor, right? So I go to this office, the receptionist, she's kind of rude, and they had stellar Google reviews. She's kind of rude, but whatever. I'm not here to make friends. And she gets my referral, they get my x-rays, and she says, oh, it'll be $105. You have to pay upfront for the procedure. And I never had to do this, but like I Googled it, and apparently it is a thing with some dentists. So I'm like, okay, I pay upfront supposedly for this root canal. I go back and see the actual surgeon. He's such a nice guy. It's unfortunate he works at this practice. He's so nice. And he says, you're at the wrong place. I'm an orthodontist. You need an endodontist to save your tooth. I can take it out for you, but I think we can save it. And he doesn't do any sort of exam. I don't get a treatment plan, nothing, because he was honest and he said, like, you're at the wrong place. I can't help you. So I'm like, okay. I go back out front. The lady's like, well, there's nothing I can do. You paid up front. That's how we do it. Wait for your insurance to send you the statement. And then if there's a refund, contact us. I'm like, okay. So I'm not kidding. Like 3 weeks later, longer than that. It was because this was after I went to the right endodontist, who was phenomenal, by the way. And I had the root canal totally painless, and it was fine. So after that, I get this bill for $149 from the first surgeon. And I'm like, mad, I'm steaming, right? I don't know how they were able to time it, but the next day, literally the next day at work, I miss a call from them, and they're like, we know you got a bill in the mail. It was a mistake. Disregard it. You have a zero balance. But this reminded me, like, I should have got a refund, not a bill. And so I call them, and it took 2 days. I'm talking to the lady. They keep transferring me. They don't understand what I'm saying. They're like, oh, well, the dentist, didn't he do an exam? I'm like, no, he didn't do an exam, because he told me he couldn't help me. He was honest. And finally, the second day, I'm like wore down. They wore me down. And the lady, she comes on and she's like, oh, you paid for a consultation fee, not the exam. I'm sorry that they weren't honest, that they misled you, because they know damn well I would not have paid for a consultation fee. Are you crazy? They charged me $105 when he didn't do anything. And my actual root canal, the procedure, after it was done, like after he had operated that, after the procedure, cost me $116. So I was mad, but I was like, I didn't tell her this, but in my mind, I was like, I'm just going to write you a terrible Google review, which I did. And they responded to it. They were not very happy. And you took advantage of me and you got money out of me. That's fine. So I get my root canal. I deal with that. I go back to my regular dentist, and it's a new dentist, but he was nice the first time. The second time he was very condescending, very arrogant. He's like, oh, well, he said my gums were receding and I could have gum grafts, that I need braces, that my crown couldn't be saved. They had to replace the crown, when the surgeon who did the root canal said the crown was fine. And then he's like, oh, and your crown is not covered by your dental insurance. And I know that's not true. So when they sent me the $1,600 estimate, I didn't sign it. I said, you know what? I'm not comfortable with this. I don't need to be upsold at the dentist's office. Had you acted like this the first time, I would have never come here. And so it was I just had a bad experience. So now I got to find a new dentist. But since they were so nice the first time, I don't know what his problem was that day. Maybe because I wasn't buying all the stuff he was telling me, like how horrible my teeth were and all this other nonsense. I think I'm going to call back and kind of express my disappointment very nicely, but just tell them, hey, I think I'm going to search for a new dentist because I just feel like I was not treated respectfully and you guys were not honest with me. And I know that my insurance will cover part of this procedure that you tried to get me to pay half for up front. So I don't know, you guys. Things keep happening. But I mean, overall, I'm very grateful that the root canal's done. I can deal with the crown later. I need some fillings, which, story of my life, I always need fillings. I didn't believe in floss for the first 25, 28 years of my life. So I'm better now, but I just, oh man. I don't know, but and it's crazy because all this happened, and then I work recently. My coworker gave me like this personality quiz, and the top result was that I'm like a perpetual victim. Like I'm big into victimhood, and I was like, yeah, I can see that, which is it's a valid critique of me. But when things happen, I just tend to feel like, ugh, like woe is me, why me? But I'm trying to be better. I'm really trying to be better, and I'm just kind of sharing. So if you got like little things that just keep happening and you feel like people just keep taking advantage of you, maybe they are, but there's still usually so many good things happening that they just far outweigh the bad. But yeah, that's my little story time. So I dealt with two pain in the butt dentists, and then I went to Los Angeles. How many people get to travel across the country? I went to Universal Studios. I ate so many tacos. So many tacos. There was so much good food in LA. We do not have food like that here. So anyway, I'm gonna let us finish out the rest of this cleaning. But you guys now tell me something. I'm telling you guys all this stuff happening to me. I just missed making videos, and it's like word vomit. But you guys let me know what's new with you. What's going on? I just want to thank you guys so much for letting me catch up and chat with you, and I hope that you'll come back soon.